In recent years, the continued deterioration of the buildings, issues of accessibility and changes in provision meant that much of the hall and outbuildings were no longer fit for purpose, and options were considered for the future of the site.
The biggest problem is access. We have 5 steps at the front and we only have 1 ramp fire escape at the back. And a lot of the parts that we use do leak.
The historic buildings really aren't fit for purpose and can't really be used in the way that they used to be. So the outbuildings are barely used, they're used just for storage, and the main hall, the upper floor, can't be used for fire safety reasons. They're not being used productively, they're draining cash from Linkage who can't fund the maintenance requirements of these buildings. So as a result of that, we applied for some funding to carry out an options appraisal from the National Lottery Heritage Fund. Out of that came a proposal for the former outbuildings to be used for a residential facility for clients that Linkage currently aren't able to support. So this is people with increasingly complex needs.
Increasingly so, we've been asked to provide support to a wider array of people with more severe learning disabilities.
As far as possible, we like to keep people at home with families. But for those who do need to come into residential care, they often have a range of complex needs, and we wanted to provide something in this local area, and there's nothing available here at the moment.
And then for the hall itself, the plans for that area are to move staff into the upper floor, reinstate the original rooms, the room layouts, which are still full of fireplaces and original coving, and it's wonderful up there. And then downstairs to focus on care training, because this is an area that Linkage have identified is a need in the area.
Particularly over the last 2 years, I think the whole of care has relied on online training. And actually, when you're caring for people, it's a people-to-people service. It's all about relationships.
We hope to develop our skills of our own workforce, but also be able to use our training to upskill other providers' workforces, and to be able to use it as a way to add to the charity as well by offering those services.
Another area that Linkage would like to include as part of the future project is greater public access to the hall and the grounds. We've had a couple of Heritage Open Days where members of the public have been able to come and tour the hall and the grounds, and people have been astonished at this hidden gem behind the trees. And I think there's a sense that through this project we can share with the public more of the hall's history.
With charitable aims and practical plans for its future, Linkage are the safe custodians of this hidden gem in the heart of the local community, a significant part of the heritage of North East Lincolnshire.
We need to apply for funding to be able to safeguard the heritage of the hall for the future, whilst enabling Linkage to carry on delivering and expand its services.
I think it's our legacy as a place. I think people need to attach to the past whilst embracing the future. We have some amazing buildings in this borough. Grimsby has a deep history, and we should do our best to celebrate that history and preserve it.
It's at the heart of Linkage. It holds so many important statements about what Linkage represents, and it's about creating environments that are conducive to people's development and happiness in the end.
It's part of Grimsby's history and heritage, and we don't feel that should be lost. We need to protect it.